can't arrest our way out of this situation. We can't incarcerate our way out of this situation, right? We can't suppress or enforce our way out of this situation. It has not worked.
Well, we can't arrest our way out of this. If we could, we'd have done it already, right?
If you always do what you've always done, you'll always be where you've already been. We're overfilling our facilities and our communities are not thriving and vibing how they should.
I think when we talk about investment, we're talking about moving money away from incarceration and other correction strategies that aren't demonstrated to be very effective.
And I think when reinvestment is at its best, it's really about reinvesting out of systems and into communities and the places that are being most harmed. And there are only a few places nationally that I think are really doing it. What's happening in Colorado is you have this incredible collaboration between a policy shop, and they're working with the WAGES program and working with their Latino Justice Roundtable to say, let's get money out of these systems and invest them in communities.
Working in the WAGES program gives us the opportunity to add more abilities for the individuals who are re-entering into our community. We know we need to heal the family along with the individual so we could then have better outcomes within the community.
The whole provider-recipient power dynamic, we reject that at Second Chance Center. We partner with our people. And when we say to them, the better you do, the better we're going to be able to do, this is the truth, we're not just blowing smoke. It's because of their success that we even have a voice.
When you get a program like that works, that should be replicated every place in the country.
It's an incredibly unique thing happening, and I haven't seen anything like that anywhere else in the country.
The City of Oakland passed Measure Z in 2014. There was another measure called Measure Y, passed in 2004. These measures were incredibly important because what they do is they raise, through this tax initiative, currently close to $26 million a year, just focus on reducing violence.
That community came together and said, we will levy a tax because we want to intervene in the lives of youth and young adults that are higher risk. We want to do that at the community level and give people who are formerly incarcerated jobs and training to intervene and be the front line of violence prevention in this community.
It takes more than just law enforcement. It takes more than just services. It takes a real community, a real village, to actually provide what is necessary to change the trend of gun violence that was happening in Oakland.
City dollars fund a community-based organization to hire case managers or life coaches, often formerly incarcerated individuals themselves, what we call credible messengers, people who have similar lived experiences as the clients that we're engaging.
At the same time, there has been a reduction in reliance on incarceration. They've had a reduction in violent crime. They're showing you that you can invest, only when you invest in both do you get the results. The Credible Messengers work that was started in New York and is now being replicated in DC. The idea that you're taking money out of a system and saying, we're not just gonna hire more probation officers, we're not just gonna hire more prison guards, but we're actually gonna train and invest in people in communities, and we're gonna train and invest in them as professionals to be the front line of intervention. We're gonna let them be the case managers to walk with and monitor these youth. Those are the kinds of things that I think are giving me hope.
First, it's transformative to the young people and the families that are being mentored and supported by Credible Messengers. I could tell story upon story about young people and family members who have, in crisis, reached out to call their credible messenger. But then the next, I think, example of transformation is the credible messengers themselves. I mean, this initiative has provided immense hope for people who are coming out of prison or who are otherwise marginalized. Incredible Messenger has given that platform and that opportunity to people. It's saying to them that you have value, great value, and you have a role to play and that we need you. I think there's a third, and that's the transformation of the justice system. The justice system it needs healing as well. The justice system is sick, right? It needs transformation.
Understand that it's a ministry, it's a movement. It's not a 9 to 5. This program puts your passion in motion on steroids.
You know, Wiley got me on my comfort zone and showed me that some people, you know, you need to trust. You know, you gotta have trust somewhere. If you ain't got trust nowhere, it won't be no progress.
So you have these different examples of how you can take it from the system, you can take it from the state, you can take it from the county, but the truth is that when you take it, you can't just take it from a system and put it in another system. You actually have to invest in the communities that have been hardest hit by this social experiment of mass incarceration.
I think there's a lot of energy. I think the time is now to have this conversation about better investment and demonstrating that you can get a better return on investment when you invest in people in the communities rather than incarceration and locking them up.
And so you see all these communities on their own with hardly any resources really starting to try to respond to that harm, and we have to bet bigger there. We have to demand more.